Hello, I'm Scott, and
I'm Summer.
this is EV Life Episode 2. We want to welcome you into our home as we talk about all the things to know when you decide to enter into your first, or your third, or your fifth EV car. So we're very excited about this conversation that we'll have today. Be honest, this is our fifth take, sixth take, trying to get this done. Hopefully this is the one.
That's okay. At least we have down what we want to tell you about today, which is really important. And I hope you enjoy our time together.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about what to know about the rebates that exist out there. We'll tell our own story about why we decided to go EV, what impact it's made for us, for our budget. And then we will just go into some tips, tricks, recommendations, things we wish we knew, things that we've discovered through the process that we've done. A little background information about us for this is we've gone through this process 3 times for ourselves. We've gotten 3 EV cars over the past 4 years. Mm-hmm. And I've also helped both of my parents get into EV cars. So in total we've helped people do between that, so 5 times. Mm-hmm. I think that this can be helpful, and if you have information or questions, you can always comment below and we'll get back to you. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. So, the first thing to know is that there is money out there to incentivize you to go into EV. Now, the first thing to know is do your research, and it can be done real quickly. Put in your local area, in our case we're in Sacramento, California, EV car rebates, okay? We'll tell you what's available in California and the Sacramento region, but do your own research. The other thing to know is all of these things, in one way or another, fit within a lease or buying the car. We'll talk about it more later, but leasing becomes a really nice option, getting that information. So let's get into it. The first thing to know, if you live in the United States, you get a tax rebate. I believe it's called IRC 30D, the federal tax rebate for EV cars. You get $7,500 back as a tax rebate on your taxes for purchasing an electric car, purchasing or leasing an electric car. It looks a little bit different if you're leasing. If you're leasing, the leasing company actually can get that tax rebate. So when you're leasing, make sure that that's reflected in the deal you negotiate. We'll get into it later, but we did not fully do that for our Chevy Bolt, and we actually left money on the table.
In other words, we could have negotiated the price of our car much more lower than we actually did because we just forgot about that factor. And we don't want you to.
Yeah, so make sure $7,500 is reflected in your deal. The other thing to know is money that comes to you, you can get up to $4,500 cash from the California Air Resource Board in their California EV rebate program. The breakdown of that looks like this. You get $1,500 for plug-in hybrids or $2,500 for electric vehicles. You can just look up the California EV rebate program, you'll get the specifics. You get an additional $2,000 if you qualify based on income, and that's 300% of the local poverty rate. So for us, that's about $85,000 for a family of 5. So something to be conscious of is income is a factor in how much you get back, but do your research and you'll find out where you fall. The other thing to know is based on where you live locally, you can get additional deals. For us, living in SMUD, they offer an additional $599 cash that comes within about a month, or a free level 2 charger. For us, economically, $600 back made more sense. If you live in the San Joaquin Valley, you get an additional $3,000. That's a huge chunk of change. Again, leasing or buying doesn't matter. So
Now that $3,000 from the San Joaquin County, that comes when you, from rebate from the state, right?
No, so that's called the San Joaquin Valley Air Resource Board, something like that.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, so it's like our SMUD, but theirs.
Kind of. It's something specifically for the San Joaquin Valley. So
Nice.
that's anywhere from Bakersfield up to Lodi. Both of my parents qualified for that, and they got an additional $3,000, which is huge.
Daddy,
Yes, son?
Mommy, can I have one tiger guinea pig?
Sure.
Yay!
Well, that was our son Keith. So that's good to know. You can get into a situation. Both my parents got their cars, and after a 3-year lease, they're making money after using their car. So definitely know your stuff. Do your research. It can be huge.
Making,
Hot gummy bear.
So that's all to know about the rebates. You want to go over to the details of
yeah.
what our expenses and what it looked like on our budget then?
Yeah, so for our family, I'm the one that does the budget. And just first want to go over how much we were spending on our Dodge Caravan, our gasoline vehicle, before we got our Chevy Bolt and went completely EV. So I calculated for our Dodge Caravan, we were paying $300 a month to own our vehicle. We were paying about roughly $200 in gas per month. And that didn't include any vacations. That was just per month. We were paying, according to AAA's website, we were paying about 85 cents per mile that we were driving extra on top of this in maintenance, which I believe it. We've gone through some tires, we've
Oil
gone
changes.
through brakes, brake pads, a lot of different things since we had this 2013 Dodge Caravan. And so just calculating those things up, I came to the conclusion that we had about $715 total that we were spending a month on our Dodge Caravan. That's including maintenance, that's gas, that's our monthly payment to own on that car, and that's not including insurance, because I think, I shouldn't include that. That's something you have to pay on any car, gas or electric. And I calculated those things for what we were doing with our Bolt. And for that, we looked up on AAA's website. We're paying 12 cents a mile in maintenance for that car. We are also, which came about $30 a month for how many miles we go average per month. So $30 per month. Calculating our payment in there, $190.
Subtracting all of our rebates and everything else, running the numbers.
Yeah, we came to about a $190 payment is what we're actually paying a month. And then about $20 a month we pay to charge our car on our electricity bill, which I think comes to about $215 or so,
Something like that.
about like that. So we're saving roughly $475 just having an electric vehicle. That's a lot of money.
Especially in our budget.
Especially in our budget with 3 children. And so we just felt that was really important for our budget to make this change. Not to mention all the environmental benefits it gives us and our children and everyone around us.
It's convenient that we can be environmentally conscious, which is something that we are so fervent on, while at the same time it also saves money, and we get a brand new 2017 car loaded up. We have the maximum package you can get, all these new safety features, and we got rid of an old 2013 car that had 90,000 miles on it and was about to fall apart, and we're saving almost $500 a month. It's just a no-brainer for us in our circumstance. So, kind of our recommendations, our tips and tricks. My number one recommendation that I tell everybody looking at going EV. My number one recommendation: lease, don't buy. If you can, if you're putting on under 15,000 miles, because you can get your lease up to 15,000 miles, don't even consider buying, in my mind. For a few reasons. One, you get all the rebates that we talked about in a lease, which is amazing. Two, to be honest with you, the technology moves too quickly to justify, buying a 30, 40, our Bolt, if we were to buy, is $45,000. To justify buying a $45,000 when in 3 years, who knows what the technology is going to be? It's rough. So that would be my first recommendation. Lease, don't buy, as long as you can manage it. My second recommendation: do your research. Have patience. Wait for the deals. For the Bolt, for instance, we when it first came out, we looked into getting one, and they said the best that they could do on their price was $480 a month.
Not true.
On the lease. And, we negotiated a deal, we did work, and then just recently, we have some friends who just got a notification. There's a deal right now on the Bolts, $1,200 down and $230 a month. So have a little patience.
And oftentimes at the end of the month, just like on any vehicles, a lot of times, the sales guys and the company in general are trying to meet certain goals of sales. And so they're going to work their hardest to give you the deal you want. Stay within your budget. Stay within your budget. And that's something we tried really hard to do. I think we still could have gotten a slightly better deal, but stay within your budget. Another thing we would definitely suggest, and a few of our friends do this, whether they're leasing or buying, is once you come up with what you can pay, then email the different dealerships instead of going in, because face-to-face can often be very intimidating. You feel like you're being pushed into something. You're not seeing anyone face-to-face when you're doing it by email, and all you can respond back if they say, oh, this is what I can give you, is sorry, we got to have this deal. And oftentimes that will encourage them to find that deal for you, especially if they're trying to meet a goal at the end of the month. And I mean end of the month, meaning the last few days of the month. So be prepared to buy if they're willing to match your deal.
Yeah.
Or not buy, lease. But again, buy if you really feel like you have to.
So that's what's really important. Remember those three things. Lease, don't buy. Do your research. And just stick to your guns. Have patience. Find the deal that you want. Do your budget. Wait for the right time to strike. And I think if you do those three things, you can get an absolutely killer deal. So thank you so much. That's all we have for today.
And we just want to say thank you for watching.
Remember to like and subscribe down below.
And enjoy your EV life.
Blooper reel on this one.
No.
Kids, get out of here right now. No, out of here.
All right, let's come back.
Okay, and we're back. Okay, so EV Life episode 2, take 3. So this is EV Life episode 2, take 4. Right. EV Life episode 2, take 357, I think. Action.